In life, our greatest struggles often don't come from outside forces, but from within. Specifically, our deep desire to control how everything unfolds. We try to hold on tightly to plans, outcomes, and expectations, believing that if we just try hard enough, we can make things go exactly as we want. But the more we try to force life into our design, the more tension we create. What we call preparation can sometimes be fear in disguise, and instead of feeling secure, we end up anxious, tired, and disconnected from the present moment. Ancient teachings like those of the Buddha remind us that clinging too tightly leads to suffering. Sometimes real strength is found not in pushing harder, but in easing our grip. Surrender isn't about failure, it's about trust. It's the quiet courage to allow life to move in its own time and way. So today, we begin a quieter kind of journey, one that moves inward toward acceptance and ease. And perhaps, in loosening our hold, we'll find that the life we've been chasing has been gently making its way to us all along. Let's begin. 1. Trusting divine timing. We live in a world obsessed with speed. Fast results, instant gratification, overnight success. Everything is expected now. We're constantly being told to hustle harder, push faster, and stay ahead. But within the timeless teachings of Buddhist wisdom, there's a liberating truth. The path unfolds when the time is right, not when your ego demands it. Patience isn't weakness, it's spiritual strength. It's the art of aligning with the natural rhythm of the universe rather than resisting it. Just because something hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. Often the universe delays things, not to punish you, but to prepare you, to evolve your mindset, to strengthen your spirit, to align the puzzle pieces that aren't quite in place yet. Trying to control time is like trying to control the tide. It's not just impossible, it's exhausting. When we fixate on timelines, we block the flow of life. But when we surrender the need to rush, we create space for peace to return. This doesn't mean you stop showing up. It means you stop fighting the moment. You still take action, but it comes from a grounded, focused place, not fear or urgency. Buddhist philosophy teaches us to observe rather than react, to notice the energy behind our actions. Are we moving from anxiety or alignment, from fear or trust? When we let go of the need to force everything into place, we begin to move with time rather than against it. Look at nature. No flower blooms before its season. No mountain rushes to rise. Even the moon, in all its glory, appears only when the sky is ready. And so it is with your journey. Sometimes what feels like a delay is actually divine alignment. What you're waiting for isn't denied, it's being refined. That pause is sacred. It's where your next level is quietly forming. In silence, transformation begins. When you embrace this wisdom, you stop counting minutes and start feeling the moment. You stop needing constant progress to feel worthy. You begin to trust that what's meant for you will come, not rushed, but right on time. Let go of the belief that your timeline is broken. You are not behind. You are exactly where you're meant to be. The universe doesn't miss. What's aligned with your highest good is already making its way to you, guided by timing far more intelligent than any plan your mind can create. So breathe deeper, walk slower, and trust the unfolding. Because when it arrives, it won't feel forced, it'll feel inevitable. 2. The universe responds to the energy you radiate. We often think the universe listens to what we say, our affirmations, our goals, our plans. But the truth is, it listens to something far more subtle: your energy. Your energy is the signal you send out into the world all day, every day. It's not about what you want, it's about what you feel, what you believe deep down, and what you're unconsciously aligned with. Think of it like a frequency. When you're calm, centered, and grounded in trust, you're vibrating at the same level as peace, abundance, and flow. That's when life starts aligning effortlessly. You meet the right people, stumble into perfect timing, and feel like things are just clicking. That's not coincidence. That's energetic alignment. But if your inner world is filled with fear, doubt, or lack, that energy becomes your message. And no matter how much you try to push or force things into place, the results will reflect that inner resistance, because fear broadcasts, "I'm not ready." Worry says, "I don't believe it's possible." And anxiety screams, "I need this to happen or I'll fall apart." The universe doesn't judge that, it simply reflects it. This is why mindset alone isn't enough. You can repeat positive phrases all day, but if your nervous system is still in survival mode, your energy is still saying, "I don't feel safe to receive." So the question isn't, how do I get what I want? The question is, how do I become a match for what I'm asking for? Start by observing your emotional state. Are your actions coming from confidence or from fear? Are you trusting or trying to control everything? Energy doesn't lie, and the universe responds to that honesty. Not to effort, not to desperation, but to alignment. When you shift your energy, your life begins to shift with it. That's the real power, and that's where manifestation begins. 3. Release control to unlock your true potential. In life, there's a powerful truth that many overlook. The tighter you try to hold on, the more you block your own progress. This isn't just philosophy. It's a universal law that shapes how everything unfolds around us. We naturally want certainty. We set goals, create plans, and attach ourselves to specific outcomes, believing that controlling every detail will keep us safe and secure. But what often happens instead is the exact opposite. That desperate grip on control creates friction within us and around us that stops the flow of success, happiness, and abundance. Imagine trying to hold water in your hands. The more you squeeze, the more it slips away. Life operates the same way. When you cling tightly to results, relationships, or timelines, you generate stress and resistance, and the universe pushes back. This resistance isn't a punishment, it's a signal telling you to shift your energy from control to surrender. Letting go doesn't mean giving up or becoming passive. It means taking inspired action with intention, but without attachment to how things must happen. You plant seeds, nourish them, and then trust the natural process without obsessively checking for results. This mindset of release is a form of strength, not weakness. It's a deep wisdom that recognizes when to act and when to allow space for the universe to work. Control isn't only about external events, it also lives inside us, in our thoughts, emotions, and inner dialogue. When we try to micromanage every feeling or fight every negative thought, we create inner turmoil. But when we practice acceptance, allowing emotions to flow and thoughts to pass, we cultivate calmness and clarity. This inner peace opens the door to transformation. Holding on to fear, anxiety, or the need to predict the future traps you in a cycle of frustration. But releasing that grip creates room for new opportunities, fresh perspectives, and unexpected blessings. Letting go is not abandoning your dreams, it's aligning yourself with the highest version of your path. You keep your vision clear, but loosen the chains of attachment. You trust that what is meant for you will come, not through force, but because you are ready to receive it. When you step into this flow, the universe moves on your behalf in ways you can't even imagine. Doors open that you never saw before, solutions arise naturally, and your life begins to unfold effortlessly. Remember, control blocks energy. Surrender frees it. To move forward, release the urge to control every detail. Instead, embrace trust, patience, and flow, and watch how the universe delivers exactly what you deserve, and often more than you expected. 4. Calm energy unlocks what hustle cannot. In today's fast-paced world, calmness often gets overlooked. We're taught to move faster, think bigger, hustle harder. But what if the most powerful shift in your life doesn't come from doing more, but from being still? According to ancient Buddhist teachings, true calm is not passive or lazy. It is a state of deep awareness, a powerful presence that allows life to unfold without resistance. In this inner quiet, you begin to tap into something most people never discover, the energy that invites what you seek instead of chasing it. Calmness isn't about giving up on goals or dreams. It's about creating the space for them to arrive without friction. When your inner world is peaceful, your outer world starts to reflect that same energy. Think of a still lake. When the water is calm, it reflects the sky perfectly. But when it's disturbed, everything becomes distorted. Your mind works the same way. When it's clear and centered, you're able to see reality without fear, without projection, without confusion. And from that clarity, aligned action flows. Calmness tells the universe, I trust the timing of my life. It says, I no longer need to control every step because I trust the flow. And that trust is magnetic. When you're calm, you're not vibrating with panic or urgency. You're not sending out energy rooted in scarcity or fear. Instead, you radiate confidence, ease, and presence. And the universe, always sensitive to your frequency, begins to respond in kind. The right people appear. The right answers find you. The right doors open, because you're no longer slamming them shut with overthinking and resistance. Buddhism teaches the art of non-attachment, letting go of rigid expectations, outcomes, and timelines. And calmness is a natural expression of that wisdom. It doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care enough to surrender control. You care enough to act from trust, not from fear. Here's the truth most people miss. You cannot manifest peace from a state of chaos. You cannot call in love while holding on to past pain. You cannot receive clearly when your mind is clouded by doubt. So what does calmness really do? It shifts your energy from chasing to allowing. from forcing to flowing, from fear to faith. And the shift doesn't require a dramatic lifestyle change. Sometimes it's as simple as taking a breath before reacting, choosing silence over stress, creating space in your day to be still so that guidance can find you. In that space, something sacred happens. You no longer beg the universe for answers, you start hearing them. You no longer run after opportunities, they begin arriving. And you realize you were never meant to hustle for what your calm energy was always designed to attract. This doesn't mean you stop working, it means you stop struggling. You still move forward, but your steps are guided. You still set intentions, but you release the pressure. You become deeply aligned with the present moment, and from that place, you become a magnet for everything you once thought was out of reach. So ask yourself today, am I living from chaos or from calm? Am I sending out fear or faith? Am I resisting the flow or becoming one with it? Calmness isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's not inactivity. It's energetic power, and it's one of the greatest spiritual tools for receiving everything your soul has been quietly calling in. Because the moment you stop resisting and start relaxing into who you already are, the universe moves. 5. Letting go, unlocking life's hidden flow. In a world obsessed with control and constant striving, we're conditioned to believe that the only way to create the life we want is to push harder, do more, and never stop reaching. But ancient Buddhist wisdom offers a deeper truth. Letting go is not weakness. It's the gateway to everything you truly seek. Letting go doesn't mean abandoning your goals or giving up on your path. It means releasing the heavy grip of attachment to how, when, and in what form things should appear. It's not about doing less, it's about trusting more. When you loosen your grip on control, you're not walking away from your dreams, you're making space for them to unfold naturally. Just like clouds cannot hold the sky, your plans cannot contain the vast intelligence of the universe. The universe doesn't respond to desperation, it responds to your energy. If you're constantly clinging, stressing, and forcing, you're sending out a frequency of fear. But when you surrender, when you allow life to move through you instead of trying to control it, you emit peace, trust, and alignment. And that's what brings the right things to you. Letting go means shifting from force to flow. Just like a river doesn't push the rocks out of its way, it moves around them with grace. You too can move with life instead of fighting against it. Buddhism teaches that attachment is the root of suffering. And often we're most attached to things we fear losing. Relationships, careers, identities, outcomes. But what if those things are meant to transform? What if your next level requires a lighter grip, a softer heart? Think about it. The tightest fists can't receive. But when you open your hands, you create space. You allow. You welcome. Letting go is a spiritual trust fall. It's saying, I've done my part. Now I trust the universe to do its part. It's letting life surprise you in ways that control never could. Sometimes the breakthrough comes not when you try harder, but when you stop trying to make it happen. You let go of the timeline, you let go of the fear, you stop chasing, and you start aligning. This doesn't mean you sit back and do nothing. It means you take action from peace, not panic. You follow inspired steps without needing to micromanage the outcome. You plant the seed, water it with faith, and let the sun and soil do the rest. So if something in your life feels stuck, if you've been pushing, waiting, doubting, ask yourself, what am I holding on to so tightly that I'm blocking the flow? It might be an old story, a fixed expectation, or the fear of what happens if you release control. But here's what Buddhist wisdom teaches. When you let go, you return to your true nature. And in that state of openness, the right answers, the right people, the right opportunities begin to appear. Because life was never meant to be forced. It was meant to be received. Letting go is the art of stepping aside, allowing the greater rhythm of the universe to move through you. It's saying, I don't need to see the whole path. I just need to trust the next step. And when you do that, when you finally stop clinging, you'll find that what's truly meant for you doesn't slip away. It flows effortlessly toward you. Not because you chased it, but because you became open enough to receive it. So breathe, loosen your grip, and let life lead. The freedom you're seeking begins the moment you let go. 6. The power of silence in a noisy world. In today's fast-paced world, noise is everywhere. Constant notifications, non-stop chatter, and racing thoughts that never seem to stop. We're overwhelmed by sound and distraction, making it harder than ever to connect with our inner selves. Yet, the greatest wisdom often lies in the stillness we tend to ignore. Silence isn't just about the absence of sound. It's a powerful space where clarity and insight emerge. When you allow yourself to pause, breathe, and quiet your mind, you tap into a deeper awareness that's been waiting beneath the surface all along. This is where true guidance lives. The subtle voice of intuition and the gentle whispers of the universe. Imagine your mind as a pond. When the water is calm, you can see clearly to the bottom. But when the surface is choppy and disturbed, everything becomes cloudy and confusing. The same goes for your thoughts. Constant noise clouds your judgment and blocks your path. Stillness, on the other hand, reveals what really matters. In fact, silence is not emptiness. It's a rich, full experience free from distractions. In a culture obsessed with being loud and seen, choosing to be quiet is a bold act of strength. It's about having the confidence to listen instead of reacting, to create space rather than filling every moment with sound. This intentional quietness aligns you with life's natural flow. This kind of silence is active, not passive. You don't need to shout to get noticed by the universe. Instead, by stepping back and embracing stillness, in your mind, your actions, and your emotions, you begin to move with greater ease and purpose. When you stop forcing outcomes and stop chasing answers, the solutions you've been searching for show up, not as sudden breakthroughs, but as soft, steady nudges. Silence becomes the way the universe communicates. Truth reveals itself gently, through calm and patience, not through chaos or noise. By resting in quiet moments, you open the door to fresh insight, creativity, and peace. This space becomes your inner compass, your connection to something far beyond daily distractions. So make time to unplug and be still. Let your silence be a refuge from both the external chaos and your internal chatter. In those quiet spaces, you'll discover what words can't express, your true strength, your sense of direction, and lasting peace. 7. The universe matches what you believe you deserve. There's a powerful truth hidden in ancient Buddhist wisdom. one that has the ability to shift your entire life. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you believe you're worthy of. This isn't just spiritual poetry, it's energetic law. Your life is a direct mirror of your internal state. The universe doesn't simply respond to your hustle, your goals, or even your prayers. It tunes into your core beliefs, especially the ones you don't say out loud. You may say you want love, abundance, inner peace, but what do you really feel about yourself when the world is quiet? Do you feel deserving of those things? Or do you carry hidden doubts, stories from your past, voices that whisper, not enough, not yet, or not you? According to Buddhist philosophy, much of our suffering comes not from the world itself, but from our attachment to distorted beliefs about who we are. We cling to old identities, childhood wounds, and narratives that were never even ours to begin with. And these limiting beliefs silently shape the frequency we emit. Think of your inner self as a radio tower. Whatever signal you broadcast, confidence or insecurity, abundance or fear, worthiness or shame, is the exact signal the universe will echo back. Not because it's judging you, but because it's matching you. This is not about positive thinking or faking confidence. It's about doing the inner work to uncover the truth that's already there. You were born worthy. No achievement, no relationship, no amount of money makes you more deserving, and no past mistake, heartbreak, or failure makes you less. When you begin to anchor into that truth, gently, consistently, compassionately, everything starts to shift. You stop chasing love and you start embodying it. You stop begging for peace and you begin to live in alignment with it. You stop proving yourself and you begin to allow yourself to just be. This change isn't loud, it's subtle. It's the way you walk into a room differently, the way you stop settling for almost right, the way you speak your truth without apology. That energy is powerful. That energy is magnetic. And that's the energy the universe responds to. If you've ever felt like things aren't showing up for you, like no matter how hard you try, you're still stuck, pause. Don't ask, why isn't it happening? Ask, what part of me still believes I'm not worthy of it? That's where the transformation begins. Buddhist teachings remind us that we are not our thoughts. We are the awareness observing them. That means we have the power to challenge and shift the beliefs that limit us. We can begin to replace "I don't deserve this" with "I am ready to receive," not from ego, but from alignment. When you operate from worthiness, the universe moves. Doors open, people show up, peace flows in. Not because you manipulated reality, but because you finally stopped resisting it. Receiving isn't a reward, it's a natural response to your energy. So here's the invitation. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for external proof that you're enough. Choose today to believe in your own value, not because of your achievements, but because of your existence. You don't have to convince the universe. You just have to remember who you are beneath the noise. Your worth has never been in question, only your belief in it. The next chapter of your life, the abundance, the peace, the love, isn't outside of you. It's waiting on the other side of your belief. And the moment you decide truly and deeply that you are ready to receive what's meant for you, the universe responds, not with noise, not with force, but with quiet alignment, gentle opportunities, and experiences that feel like home. because you finally came home to yourself. If this message resonated with your soul, pause, breathe, and let that sink in. The truth is, the universe isn't asking you to hustle harder. It's asking you to align deeper. Real peace, real manifestation, real abundance. They don't come from force. They come from flow, trust, and letting go. So if you're ready to stop chasing and start attracting, if you're ready to replace overthinking with inner calm, if you're ready to unlock the power of presence, purpose, and divine timing, you're in the right space. Remember, you don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. So become the calm, become the trust, and watch everything else flow to you.